mature as and you know, screens the house from other residences, from neighbors, and from the street. And I just see that it's a big. I just don't think he has enough people out there, you know, working at it in order to get it done. I'm very concerned. I want to be as I guess I should say lenient or as kind or as, you know, generous to help him get it done, and understanding the difficulties he's had with, you know, the economy and everything. But it's a big project. It's a huge project.
It is.
And I think it's very optimistic to think that within the next month it's all going to be, you know, tied up in a nice little bow. It's not.
And the truth is, the timeline that he's presented us with is looking at June to be complete. So,
June.
yeah.
Jerry, do you have any comments? Kathy?
No, I've said what I've had to say. I think he's way behind, and I think someone has to tell him where he stands.
The message will be delivered tomorrow.
So I think you have to come back to the next council meeting, and at that point, I don't think excuses are going to be any good. That's my thing. So, next item on the agenda, I don't think we need to vote on that one, but the next item on the agenda is to accept the recommendation of the Finance Committee to set a budget policy allocating 60% of the parcel tax fund for police services and 40% for capital improvement projects. Louise?
Mayor and member of the City Council, on March 7th, the Finance Committee met to recommend a budget policy for the council going forward in dealing with the parcel tax. This is an ongoing issue that the town is facing, is how to best divide up the parcel tax. And by setting up budget policy, it will help next year's budget and going forward. In addition, it's going to also help with our 5-year financial forecast, because then we have a baseline to work with. And with that, the Public Works Director has also prepared a draft 5-year capital improvement plan using 40% parcel tax available funding to kind of outline what project will be accomplished using the 40% funding. If you have any questions.
I'll bring it to the council now.
I had only one question, Duncan, and that was the Upper Atherton Channel repair, phase 1. It's the repair monitoring. Oh, no, it's the repair, phase 1. You show $400,000, and then my sheet cuts off. It shows, is it $215,035 from the Atherton Channel Drainage District? We don't have that money in the Drainage District account.
We've been saving up.
I thought there was only $100,000 in the account. Louise, how much is in the account?
My information was that we had $145,000 at the beginning of the year with a net new income of $82,000. So we had $215,000. We've collected since the last project.
Do you know the number?
I don't have the information with me, but Finance did provide the Public Works Director the fund balance that was available at the beginning of this fiscal year.
Because we've had some expenditures out of that account too.
We do have an ongoing monitoring consulting with BKF that coming out of that fund.
Yeah. Could you check? Because I'm not sure we have that amount of money in the account.
Jerry?
So what we're being asked to do is to approve the concept of 60-40 split for planning purposes. We're not saying this is going to be the capital plan for the next several years. Is that correct?
I think that it's an excellent approach for planning to be able to allocate the parcel tax funds so that the finance director can, know, and depend on those apportionments. I believe that when the parcel tax was initially voted on by the residents, it was not called the parcel tax, it was called the police tax. and it was for public safety in the place. So if Chief Moore were here, he could give us more history on that, because he was chief of police at that time. So I think this is an excellent solution, and I'm very pleased that the Finance Committee recommended it and is recommending it unanimously.
Okay, any public comments in this item? If there are no public comments, I would make a motion that we accept the recommendation of the Finance Committee and with all the following words. And can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. Next one is approval to publish the request for proposal for labor negotiating services. And this report will be from John Dennis.
Very simply, it's just time to bring back to you labor negotiating services, get it out of an RFP, get some fresh looks at it. I would invite our current labor negotiator to participate in that, submit a bid, and direct me to get that out there and get it back to you, and we'll sift through service levels, costs, and get it back to you.
Any comments?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Good. Public comments? None.
Now we're going to vote.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item number 19, as I mentioned, has been removed, and now we go to item number 13. So item number 13 was a recommendation to direct the General Plan Committee to consider revisions to Chapter 6.04.250 of the Atherton Municipal Code. And the report was from Kathy Anderson, who I don't believe is here tonight.
Lisa?
Well, we can answer any questions that you might have on the item.
Okay.
I had asked that it be removed. I asked that it be removed, number one, because of the expense. And recently we had an item in the Traffic Transportation Committee, and the question was raised, did the cost justify the interest? And I know that we've been talking about how many people, support various avenues of concern, like how many people support single stream recovery of recyclables, how many people support weekly recovery of garbage, how many people actually want to grow chickens or rabbits at a cost of, it says 15 to 20 hours, I think, but that doesn't give you the full cost. That cost is probably around $3,000 of your time. Because that's what really matters, not the number of hours, but what would the dollar amount be. $3,000 when we have a negative budget is not inconsequential when we're talking about allowing people to grow chickens and rabbits in town. I don't think a lot of townspeople would be too pleased to hear that we're spending money that way. Moreover, although I appreciate that other nearby jurisdictions, many of them, have approved this, with the exception of allowing roosters, thank heavens. I think there are balances that have to be considered, and that's the fact of noise, the fact that we can have ancillary structures as near as 10 feet, the fact that of cleanliness, the fact that we have problems with rats in this community because of so much vegetation. So I think that it's premature at this point to look at this until we really know that there's an outpouring of support and that people really want us to spend this kind of money on this issue. I think that we have put so many more important, I believe, issues aside because we haven't the funds to do it. And as we run a negative deficit budget, I don't think that we should be spending $3,000 so that people can grow rabbits and chickens at this point in time.
Okay,
First off, I was surprised in reading the document that indicated that the Environmental Committee was asking us to go to the General Plan Committee